thank you so much for being here with us. And we are really excited to have another amazing speaker with us, speaking all and everything about how to create a reality starting from your dreams. And with us today, we have an expert on law of attraction and manifesting your dreams. She is the founder and the COO of the Law of Attraction Tribe, LLC. After more than 12 years in a corporate world, Stephanie broke free from the 9-to-5 grind and create the life of her dreams. She now empowers others to manifest a life they don't need a vacation from filled where they don't need a vacation from filled with freedom and abundance. Tribe Instagram page, Law Attraction Tribe podcast, books, and courses is what she's all about and where you can find her. Her passion is teaching others how to reprogram societal conditioning and trust their intuition to lead them down their most fulfilling path. Stephanie lives in Tampa, Florida, with her husband and her 3 kids. With me today, I want to officially introduce you to our amazing guest speaker, Stephanie Keith. Welcome, Stephanie.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm so excited to be a part of this, and I really hope that it helps everyone that's listening.
Yes. And so for all of you who are really on the verge of taking that next step and really is looking to really take charge of your life and create reality from your dreams, this is the conversation for you. And so let's dive right into it. Stephanie, share with us I have heard of law attraction before, but how did you come across this whole concept of law attraction, and how were you able to use it to manifest your dreams?
Yeah, so I actually first heard about the law of attraction back in 2009. I had just had my daughter, my first daughter, and times were a little tough, a little stressful. My husband was laid off from his job very unexpectedly. And now we had this baby that was completely dependent on us for everything. And we were living in this really small house that was like 100 years old and just had a lot of repairs and things that needed done that we couldn't afford. And I just remember looking at my daughter and just feeling, so helpless. Like I knew I wanted the best life possible for her, but had no idea how to get there. And I was talking with my mom, who at the time lived 6 hours away, which was breaking my heart because her and I are so, so close. And all I wanted was for her to be nearby. And she sent me a book called The Secret, which I'm sure a lot of people have read the book or watched the movie at this point in time. But that was my first introduction. And the moment I opened the book, it was like every cell of my being just knew that this was going to help me, that this was the answer that I was looking for. And I completely opened myself up to it and just believed in the possibility of anything, just completely believed in magic and was going with it and going to go all in. And I was so excited. I remember telling my husband, I read this book and we can attract anything into our lives through our thoughts and feelings. And he thought I was nuts. He's like, what? And I think he thought I was going through some weird postpartum thing because he just thought I was like losing my mind. And luckily my mom was super into this. So she kept me excited. And I started manifesting just little things like the book suggested, like close parking spots and small sums of money. And every time I would tell my husband, see, I manifested that through the law of attraction. And he would just roll his eyes at me. So finally I was like, all right, I am going to prove this to you once and for all, because I know that this is huge. So I told him that we were going to manifest our dream home. And I asked him to just play along with me, just humor me, remove all skepticism, and just go with it. And so he agreed. So we got a realtor and we just started looking at homes. And every time we would find something that, was okay within our budget, the deal would fall through. And I just kept telling him, it's because this isn't our dream home and there's something better in store. Okay. So just get excited knowing there's something better. It's this or something better. And a couple weeks went by and I came home from work and he was like, I found it. And he was on the computer and we had made a list at the beginning of this of everything that we wanted in our dream home. And we tried to make it like I threw in that I wanted a bonus room or a loft that could be a playroom because I wanted that for my daughter, but I also wanted something a little unique so that I would know, like, okay, this is it. Like, this isn't something you see in every home in this area. So he's showing me all the pictures online and it has everything on our list and then some. And of course, there was no price listed. So we called the realtor. We were like, we need to get in this house ASAP. She said, okay. She was so, oh my gosh, this woman put up with us through so much. And like, she was awesome. And she's like, okay, I'll meet you at the house. And we walked in and immediately we both just looked at each other and we were like, this is it. This is our home. Like this for sure is home. We just felt it. And I knew it was ours. And so we looked through the whole house. We go outside and the realtor gives us the reality check of the price tag, which was $30,000 over what we budgeted. And this is like, we had talked to the bank and we knew exactly what we had for a down payment. And we would need $30,000 more on our down payment to be able to afford the monthly payments. And that's how much I was making in an entire year at that point in time. So that was a lot of money to us. It wasn't something that we just had lying around. And of course, we brainstormed and we tried thinking, what could we sell? What could we do to come up with this money? And we had nothing. And I just kept telling him, like, let's just stay positive. Like it's going to happen. And we just need to keep visualizing ourselves in this house. And so, we got a call from the realtor a couple days later. She said, I'm so sorry. The house is under contract with someone else. So we'll have to find you something else. And I was like, I don't accept that. Like, I know this is supposed to be my house and something's going to happen. And so even though it was under contract, what him and I did was, people must have thought we were crazy, but like every day after work, we would get in the car and we would drive to this house, like as if we were driving home to our house. And we would start planning like, okay, this room, we're going to put this couch, and this room, we're going to paint it this color. And we were just planning like we were moving in. And I'm sure if anyone knew that at the time, they would think we were like completely insane. But we just fully believed like that we were supposed to be here. And I just kept saying, if it's meant to be, it'll be. And if it's not this, it's something better. And a couple weeks later, the realtor said, hey, the deal fell through. I guess the people didn't have the right financing or whatever, and they want to know if you still want the house. And so I told her, yes, we want the house. And Dustin's like, well, we still don't have $30,000. I'm like, we'll figure it out. Like something will happen. I just know it. So it was getting close to this time where we had to come up with the money, and I still didn't know. And we just kept visualizing $30,000 and just kept believing that we're going to be in this house. And I ended up getting a phone call one evening from a relative who had heard from my mom that we were looking at a house. And my mom was the only person in the world that I told this to. And she says, I heard you're looking for a house for you and your husband and the baby. And have you found anything? I just want that baby to grow up in like the most beautiful house. And did you find something you love? And I said, we did. We found our dream home and it's in the best neighborhood and it has this great school and blah, blah, blah. And she said, okay, well, I have been saving money for you for college, which you didn't end up needing that money. So there's money left in the account. And I think that this would be a great opportunity to use that money and put it as a down payment. And I was like, oh my gosh, like that would be perfect. How much is it? And I was thinking she was going to say like 5,000 or something. And she said $30,000 to a T, 30,000, the exact amount we needed. And so I went and I walked in the other room and I told Dustin, and I was like, do you believe in the law of attraction now? And he was like, what? Like, you've got to be kidding me. So we got the financing. Like it was literally in the 11th hour. Like we needed to let the bank know or we were going to lose the house. And we got it. And it happened and we moved in. And then shortly after that, I got a promotion at work that doubled my salary, and I was able to move my mom close by. And my husband was able to go back to college to pursue his career goals. And it was like within 3 months of learning about the law of attraction, every area in my life that was suffering in a way was completely turned around. So after that, I became a believer wholeheartedly that we can manifest anything we want and we can actually create our own reality.
Oh, wow. I was literally holding my breath this whole time listening to you because I didn't want to miss anything. Wow, this is so incredible. So I love it. I am a fan of law attraction. In fact, I have shared with you, Stephanie, that I'm actually practicing that in my life right now. So the one interesting question I have, and I'm sure the audience would have the same question, is as you were sharing of, you can be manifesting and doing the things. And of course, you came across the challenge of someone putting in a contract. And then, so at those moments, and of course, when we have things come up in between, how do we balance knowing that we need to keep going or this is not meant to be for us? Right.
Yeah.
So I would love to hear from you of how you were able to manage that and just kept going, regardless if, you know what I mean? Like there were obstacles put in front of you towards this dream.
Right. Yeah. Well, I've always been very in tune with my intuition. Luckily, I had parents that really helped me learn at a young age to trust that feeling, that gut feeling, that feeling that you can't explain and that might not be logical or reasonable, but it's there for a reason. And I always just grew up knowing to trust that because it's never led me astray. And so with this house, like we saw a lot of different houses while we were looking that were nice, that were affordable, that met a lot of our requirements, but didn't give me that feeling of like, this is it, this is home. And when I walked in that home, I immediately felt it and my husband immediately felt it. And so I just knew that that was like a sign from the universe that this is the place. And with the law of attraction, I feel like in a way, I don't know that the universe is necessarily testing us, but I do feel like whenever you're trying to manifest something really big in your life, there usually is some type of obstacle that's going to test your faith. And a lot of people are going to give up at that point. And then they're going to say the law of attraction doesn't work, right? But if you can hold through that difficult time, it's like the miracle comes through at the last minute. When it looks like it's not going to happen, just like it looked like we lost the house, it comes through after that if you hold the faith. So that's what faith is, right? It's holding on even after it looks like the thing isn't going to happen for you. And that has been my experience in nearly every big thing that I've ever manifested, is that there are obstacles that are going to kind of throw you off and that are going to make you doubt yourself or test your faith. And you have to still believe that you can create your reality. And if you just know that and take that as truth, you can get through those obstacles. And that's when the miracle happens. I hope that makes sense.
Yes, no, I totally, yeah, I get it. Definitely. It's because those moments where I feel like if I am being stopped, meaning perhaps maybe it's not meant to be, right? But you're right. It's probably, it's really testing us and really being clear. And I think the commitment of like wanting and having and really believing that we can have it. Because
And sometimes it really isn't meant to be, but when you hold, oh, I'm sorry. I think my computer just cut out for a second. I'm sorry.
yeah, no, that's okay. But I think that was super helpful. And so for those of us that have heard nothing about law of attraction, should they start just like you reading The Secret, or what would they start? And what is the law of attraction tribe? Share a little bit about that.
Yeah. Well, I definitely recommend The Secret. I'm actually having my 12-year-old daughter read it right now because it's a very short read. It's easy. And I know a lot of people say that there's a lot missing from it, which is true. But I also believe, in what I try and teach through Law of Attraction Tribe, is that it doesn't have to be hard. As human beings, we try to make things very complex and add all these, tools and tips and techniques, which can be good, but it can also make things a lot harder than they need to be. So I definitely recommend The Secret. The other one is The Science of Getting Rich, which is what The Secret was based off of. It's 100 years old, so it's a little outdated with some of the things they talk about, but the concept is great. It's a great way to grasp like the very basics of the law of attraction. And then with Law of Attraction Tribe, my whole mission is to help millions of people all around the world learn about the law of attraction. And so on my Instagram page, which is at Law of Attraction Tribe, and then on my podcast, I try to give tips, tools, anything that has helped me manifest. That's what I teach. And I try to simplify it. So, like all of my podcast episodes, I try to explain in under 20 minutes whatever I'm trying to explain, just to make it simple and make it fun and make it feel really easy. And I think that that's, having an impact and helping people just let go of some of the stress and confusion around the law of attraction.
Yes, and definitely I agree, because before I really got into it, it was actually intimidating, right? I feel like I have to change my way of being and like try to make myself feel a certain way to manifest certain things. So what are a couple tips that you can share, Stephanie, in beginning this process, and really so that people can really start believing in that this is possible?
Yeah, so I'm going to break it down and make it super simple. Visualizing what you want and adding feeling to it. If you can do that, and you can do that on a regular basis, you're going to manifest what you want. You just will. And so with visualizing, one of the biggest pieces of feedback that I get from my audience is that they have trouble visualizing. And everyone's different. Okay. So there's no right or wrong way to do it. You just have to tune into what feels good to you. Some people love visualizing by writing it out in a journal, what they want. Other people like to actually create a vision board where they have specific pictures to look at. One of my favorite ways of visualizing and tapping into the feeling of having it is I'll put myself in that scenario. So, for example, I wanted a dream home. So I went and I walked through the home. I had the realtor take me in the home so I could actually see it with my own eyes and feel it. And every once in a while, my husband and I will go to like a 5-star resort for 1 or 2 nights, just to feel it, to be in that environment of where we want to go next. And that can really help you with the visualization process and honing in on those feelings. And if you can do that, like I always tell people, if you can kind of hold on to that for like 2 minutes at a time, I feel like that's so powerful in moving it quickly to you. So visualization plus feeling as though you already have it is the key.
Fantastic. And I'm gonna share my real question is we are interestingly manifesting a move to my dream place by the beach. And guess what? We're not in town. So it's not like we can walk the place, right? So what would you recommend? Like, I mean, we have done a visual or a virtual tour before to this place already. So what can we do in this scenario where we can't be there physically? How can we start visualizing ourselves in this place, this home?
Yeah, the virtual tour is definitely, like, I would look at that as often as you can. And as you're looking at it, just start imagining moving in. Like, where are you going to put your furniture? What colors are you going to paint the wall? I mean, start talking as though you already have it, and you're getting ready to get on a plane and go there. And that's really key too, is acting as if. So it's already your place. And how do you want to design it? Maybe look up, if you have kids, right?
Yes. And also too, the interesting thing is, definitely, I'm going to selfishly be asking too, because hopefully this is something that an audience is going through. It's really, honestly, it's already ours, right? Like all we need to do is wire the deposit. But of
Okay.
course I have this thing is like, is it? Right? Like, is this the place? And so, yeah, it's like, how do I know that? Because we have options, and that's one thing with having too many options. It's like, is this the one? Is it the one, or is this the one?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how do we know, like you said, intuitively with the gut and things like that? How can we really check in that this is the one?
Yeah, check in on your feelings. Your feelings, I look at it as your feelings are your inner GPS, and they're leading you on the right path. But a lot of times we're so busy and caught up in like the practicality that
Mhm.
we don't pay attention to how we're feeling. So, for example, you may have a house that meets all your requirements, but you have this like bad feeling, this feeling of like, no, like this, I feel like I'm settling. I feel like this isn't what I really want. Whereas you might find something that maybe doesn't make sense or doesn't have everything you want, but you're like really excited about it. And you're like, oh my gosh, like, is this really it? Trust your feelings and trust where it's guiding you. Now, it's normal to have a little bit of doubt when you're making a huge life decision, but as long as you just ask the universe for this or something better, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. And maybe you're meant to move in here, and then maybe a year from now you're going to find something even better. Like you never know, but as long as you're just asking for this or something better and trusting your feelings to guide you, you'll be fine.
Fantastic. Oh my goodness, this is so great. Okay, so tell us a little more about Law of Attraction Tribe. What is it, and how the audience can find you, and how we can become a part of your tribe?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's basically, it started out as an Instagram page where I've just been searching for other people that are interested in the law of attraction, because at the time when I started it, there really wasn't anyone in my real life that was into all this stuff. And I was like the crazy person that wanted to like uncover all these secrets. So I started the page, and it took off really quickly. And I've just been building this community of people from all over the world that are interested in the law of attraction, that want to learn more, that are trying to manifest something. And it's just a great place to connect. I love when people DM me their specific questions, because I really just want to help as many people as possible realize that they can manifest this life that they don't need a vacation from. And that was kind of how it all came about. Was, I had learned about the law of attraction, and I had kept manifesting money. Like that's always, I guess at that point in my life, that's what I thought would solve all of my problems. And I kept doing that through my day job, my corporate job, that really didn't make me happy. And the more money I manifested, the more stress and responsibility that came with it, and the less time I had with my family. And finally, I just came to the realization, like, is this really what I want? What I really want more than anything in the world is to spend more time with my daughter, and to have the freedom to go out to lunch with my husband on a Tuesday afternoon, or go to my daughter's school function and not have to use a sick day at work. Like that was really what I was after. So once I kind of dug down and found the real thing I wanted to manifest, I had to switch directions a little bit. And I just remember I kept hearing in my head, like, that I wanted to manifest a life I don't need a vacation from. I wanted to wake up every day, and I wanted every day to feel like a vacation. And so I thought, well, am I even living in the right place? Like where am I supposed to be where that would be my reality? In Florida. Like it's always been Florida. I've always wanted to live in Florida ever since I was a little girl. And so I moved here. I set a date, decided when I wanted to move. And of course, everything fell into place. It was a little rocky. I wasn't sure. There was a lot of doubt, but I held the faith. Everything worked out, and I moved here, and I started that page. And from that Law of Attraction Tribe page, I started a podcast. And now I have a book that's going to be coming out. And so all of these things keep revealing themselves that are helping me fulfill that mission of helping people all over the world manifest a life they don't need a vacation from.
Oh my goodness. I feel like this whole segment is for me.
Hey,
Because
yeah, everything happens for
ultimately,
a reason.
yes, and I think I sourced this interaction, and I sourced this whole show to really reveal to me that this is exactly, where I need to be. And I know that the information you have shared so far is of tremendous value to, even if for those who are not really into practicing law of attraction, but it's just like there's a sense of hope, right? Like an encouragement and empowerment that even if you don't know about law of attraction, it is possible, whether it's law of attraction as a tool or anything else, that no matter what it is that we want in our lives, that it is possible to create. So I love that. Thank you so much for being here today, and for believing, and for being of service to others to help them create their dreams, and all of that. Whatever you have shared so far, it's really resonating with me, and it's really allowing me to really step into and stand for what I believe is true, my intuition, and trusting myself in the process. And yeah, so great. So Stephanie, last question. Where do you see, especially you started this work and now you have this tribe, and where do you see, what's your vision ultimately? I know you said you want to transform others people's lives in hundreds and thousands. So like, share with us more of where do you want to go with this, and what is your vision ultimately of how you're going to be transforming lives with this law of attraction tribe and concept?
Yeah. So through 2020, just like probably everybody else and everyone listening, it was kind of like an awakening in a way to help me realize like what I really do want. Because I was starting to get caught up in more of the business side of things. And okay, well, I need to sell a course, or I need to, do this or that. And it just helped me to like step back and get back to the original reason why I started the page, which was simply to help as many people as possible learn about the law of attraction and manifest. And so I thought, how can I do that on a big scale? And so from that is where I started the podcast. I just feel like that is a really easy way to reach people all over. And it's free, there's no cost to that. Anyone can listen as long as they have access to podcasts. And then the other thing was, I was looking at the beginning of this year, I did a vision board workshop. And so I pulled up my vision board from 2018 to share with the class. And I saw this board from 2018 was filled with all of these images of being a published author. And I thought like, wow, I kind of forgot about this. Like it just took a back seat to everything else that was going on in my business. And I thought, all the feelings came rushing back of like how excited I was about writing a book and like putting my thoughts on paper and like seeing it in bookstores. And so I put it on my vision board again. And I thought, maybe I can just step back from like worrying about trying to sell anything or make another course and just focus on creating a book that can be accessible to anyone. And so I did that. And the next month, someone reached out to me from a book publishing company and they offered me a book deal. And so it's like, it's actually coming to life, and my book is going to be in, Barnes and Noble and on bookshelves. And I'm so excited about that. So that's really what I'm focusing on now. I think in the next few months, when it gets closer to that coming out, I'm probably going to do a lot of workshops where I'm just, talking about the law of attraction. And I will probably in January, when it comes out, do some sort of a book club. So that's really what I'm excited about right now and what's coming in the next few months.
That is so fantastic. Yes, congratulations on your book, getting a book deal, manifesting everything that you have in your life. And really, truly thank you. And I would also say that what for your intention of sharing this concept with as many people as possible, guess what? You're on this show too, right? Like we reached out to you and we said, please, Stephanie, can you please come talk about how to create dreams of, a reality and how to really, one of what things we talked about is how to really build wealth by optimizing health. And another piece is like what we can focus on to practice law of attraction is almost like a way to release stress and really trust and like emotionally connect to what it is that we're doing everything is what I feel is law of attraction is all about. So this is super helpful. I know for me for sure, and our audience as well, to connect to, having that clear understanding of what it is that you want and creating it, and just really trusting your feelings and emotions and the process. So I really appreciate your time today, Stephanie, and everything is so great. And yes, if you have any parting remarks for the audience, but other than that, we are so delighted that you came and shared your knowledge and expertise on law of attraction.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm just so excited to be a part of this. And I will leave the audience with this. If you're listening, just tell yourself, set the intention that for a month or a year, just make a goal that you're going to remove all skepticism and doubt, and just believe in the possibility of you being so powerful that you can create your reality. And what do you have to lose? I mean, no one else has to know. You don't have to tell anyone else about this, but just remove that skepticism and just believe in some magic in life and see where it leads you. And if you can do that, you're going to be blown away by what you're able to manifest.
Amazing. Thank you. I love it. That's perfect. And thank you again so much for, what you do and creating the difference and the impact in the world, just teaching people to believe that it's all possible. Thank you so much again for your time today, Stephanie.
Thank you so much. It was nice talking with you.